Yeah, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are calling from. I am Humanist Steven, and this is Matter Rising with Humanist Steven, you know. And today's going to be a very intriguing, interesting, and very educative one. I want us to just pick our phones, our gadgets, just share, this very particular uh, broadcast, share it out to as many platforms, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, just share as much as you can. I want us to just come here today. Let's sit down together and discuss the way forward in this very particular unholy marriage that we have found ourselves today called Nigeria. Okay, guys, I want us to just come here. Let's have some talks together. Let's have some talk, as a people. What is the way forward? How are we going to go out of this lock jam that we have actually found ourselves today? It is time we all begin to think out of the box to get a very robust way of us settling the insecurity that has actually befell the entire nation, since 2010. Okay, we have actually kept quiet, believing it's going to just go away because we, Africans, particularly we Nigerians, we believe so much that everything is going to be okay as at a matter of time. But that is not actually the reality on ground. Okay, guys. And that's why I have come in this morning with a very, very important topic. Please, if you are just coming in with us, please just give us some likes and share the video, put off your comments so we can be able to follow you on what you are actually saying. And also, if this is your first time of being on my show, please just subscribe to our YouTube channel, Naija Wars YouTube, and follow me on the Matter Rising with Humanist TV and United Southern Nigeria on Facebook. Okay, so that's where you're going to get the latest, very intriguing and analytical, events in Nigeria. Okay, guys. So this is really really a good platform where you can be educated, get fact and figures, and understand the momentum of what we are actually going through in that contraction called Nigeria. Now, let me go. Yesterday during the show, I told you that we're going to talk about referendum and every other, issues. We're going to talk about today referendum, and other news headlines that is trending, on the social media today from Nigeria. I deal with Nigeria. I don't actually go so much into international news. Maybe I've heard my home country is actually in a state worse than the news I need to call. People are talking about what is happening in Gaza, Palestine, and between Gaza and the Palestinians and the Israelites. People are saying, "Oh no," but I feel what we are experiencing in Nigeria is worse than what you're seeing in Gaza. Okay, that's the truth of the matter there. The news, because these people are more or less like they are part of the developed world. Okay, particularly the Israeli nation, so more focus is being put on them. But what we are experiencing in Nigeria, in Borno State, what we are experiencing in Yobe, in Niger, in Kaduna, and right now what we are experiencing in the East is worse than what is happening in Gaza and what is happening in Israel. The only difference is because these guys are developed nations, so they are shooting rocket up and down. But the insecurity in our nation can't be compared to what is happening outside the shore of Nigeria. So that's the reason why I decided to always speak about what is happening in my nation rather than going out. because charity, they say, begins from the home. Okay, guys, having said that, now let us now holistically look at today's topics on the show. And the first on the line is, let me go back to my so I can be able to put it up so people that are coming in can easily follow and understand where we are going to. The first on the line is, what we need in Nigeria now is a referendum, not a restructuring. What we need in Nigeria now is a referendum, not a restructuring. Okay, now, when the certain governors came together in Asaba, Delta State, and they came out with their own communique and they read all that, and I came out here and I praised them. But one part of it that I did not actually agree to was the restructuring. Before you restructure, you need to actually sit down to ask the ethnic nationality, over 250 ethnic nationality that make up Nigeria, if they actually want the kind of restructuring that you guys are talking about. This is the issue now, right now. It's not all about the federal government alone, guys. Okay, I'm going to say very clearly today, without no missing words. In Edo State, we have the Ijos in Edo. We have the Shekiris in Edo. We have the Benis in Edo. We have the Asians in Edo. We have the Afemas in Edo. Among the Afema, there are also other different tribes within the Afema community that makes up Edo State today. What kind of system do they want if we really want to restructure Nigeria? What kind of system? What kind of system do the Asian people? I'm using Edo as an example because I am from Edo State. What kind of system does the Asian people want? What kind of system does the African people want? What kind of system does the Ijaw people living in Edo want? Doesn't matter it doesn't matter if there are other Ijaws in other states of the federation, but as far as they live within the geographical location called Edo State, they should be part and parcel of the decision-making bodies. What does the Shekiri who lives in Ologbo, another part, within the Riverina area, what do they want? What kind of system do they really want as a people? So this is where referendum comes in. Okay, guys? And people, the North, and Buhari believes referendum means the breaking of Nigeria. That's the problem we are having today. They feel if they give the people the right for referendum, then Nigeria is going to disintegrate. Guys, anybody who believes that referendum will break Nigeria, the person actually knows that Nigeria is not working. I repeat again. Any political elite, whether the state governors or the federal government, who believes that referendum means Nigeria disintegration, it means they know within them that this so-called contraction Nigeria isn't working. So therefore, they do not want to disrupt the status quo, which is favorable to them. Why are they not against referendum, which is a request from the Yoruba and the Igbo nations? Referendum is never a call for war. Referendum is never a call for disintegration if the people are not marginalized. Referendum is a democratic process of letting people decide what or where they want to be. Referendum is a democratic process of letting people, because there is part of the Constitution of Nigeria, freedom of association. It is also in the African Charter and also in the United Nations Charter. Every human being on earth has a freedom to associate with whoever, whenever, and wherever, as far as the association is not against the fundamental human rights of others. Okay, guys, sorry. Now, against it is as far as not against the fundamental human right of other people. The moment the entire process of the association is constitutional, therefore they should be permitted. That's what the law says, both the Nigerian law and international law. So therefore, what has it now become an issue when people call for referendum? Then they are now be tagged with all kind of names, all in a bid or in a bid to quench their agitation for self-recognition and for self-independence. No nation on earth will call for independence if actually they are being treated equally in the contraction where they belong. The United States of America is made up of major nations. Okay? They are made up of major nations. In US, some states will be in the morning, while other part of US will be in the night. That is how large the United Nations is. I mean, United States of America is. A state will be in the morning, another state will be in the afternoon, while other will be at night in one same nation. But yet none of these states within that contraction called United States of America wants to disintegrate. Do you know the reason why? None of this is calling for a referendum. Do you know the reason why? Because every state is treated equal before the law. Even the small state that does not even have anything, they gave them autonomy, and also they gave them the freedom to deal with issues bordering on them in their own way. So when people wake up and begin to cry for injustice, then you need to sit down and technically analyze what is the issue. In 1967, through 1960 Civil War, at the end of the war, guys, I am not here, okay, to hold on for the Igbo nation. No, guys. But I'm not here also to hold on for the minority nations that makes up Nigeria. No, guys. But I'm here to actually educate also that we can get the fact why these guys are actually not too happy with what is happening in this present day Nigeria. At the end of the war in 1970, there was no victory, no vanquish. So the war was not won by anybody. That was what General Yakubu Gowon said after the war. Now, from 1967 till 2001, it was only the government of President Goodluck Jonathan that made an Igbo man to be the head of the military. That is marginalization, guys. Between the 1967 to today, no Igbo man has been elected on the platform, has been given an opportunity on a platform to contest and be elected as a president of Nigeria. That is marginalization. If you go to the civil service today, many of these Igbo people are no more there. They are not permanent secretaries at the federal level. That is marginalization. The new breed, after 51 years or 52 years of this very particular war, the new breed came. Guys that were not born when this very particular war took place. The head of the war, they read it in books. They were told stories by their parents. Okay, guys. And now, this new breed of Igbo people began to see, began to feel, they begin to understand, they begin to feel their pains, they begin to feel the burdens of their parents, of their ancestors, prior to the 1967 and 1970. They began to wonder, was this how my people were being treated during this period of time? This may not be true prior to that time. Okay, but you know, when there's an issue between two persons, each of them have their own side of the story. And the side of the story is never in agreement. It is always parallel. If you have a case with me, if you're going to judge the case, you're going to judge the case in your own favor, and I'm going to judge the case in my own favor. That's why we have a judge who will not decide based on his wisdom to not decide who is actually telling the truth, who is actually lying. So, if the parents told them lies while they grew up, that the Nigerian government killed them for no just reason. If the parents told them lies that they were not aggressive, rather the Nigerian government was aggressive against them. If the parents told them lies that they were the one that actually struck first, destroying the Nigerian government property. After 50-something years, this young lad who were not even in existence during that war came and started seeing what their parents told them. What do you expect them to believe? Believe the government that it was their parents that were wrong? Or believe their parents because they are seeing there's a repetition of an event that took place even when they were not on planet Earth. And if such people decide to say, no, we are tired, you did it to our forefathers, we will not allow the same event to happen again. You blame them for calling for referendum. Una Dekano said in one of his videos when he was with Chief Dele Momondo, he said, and I quote, if today a referendum is allowed to take place and the Biafra agitators or the Biafra nation decided to follow Nigeria by vote, he will surrender his agitation for Biafra Republic. Guys, I think that is the highest challenge anybody can give to a competent and a genuine government. That is the highest. The Yoruba nation are saying, give us a referendum. If we do not succeed, the agitators are saying, if we do not win the referendum, then we will stay in this contraction called Nigeria. Why not give them a chance? Referendum also does not also mean you must disintegrate, guys. Referendum means it can also be part of the restructuring of the nation. When there is a referendum, the people will not decide on where they want to go. Then after the referendum, each component that makes up Nigeria will not sit on a round table talk on how the nation should be governed. Today, we do not have a constitution. The Great Britain is allowing Scotland and Ireland to continually do referendum. I think they have done referendum now twice or three times, if I'm not mistaken. They've not been able to succeed. Yet they are still campaigning to their people that they need to leave Great Britain. They've never shot at them. They've never killed them. These nations within the Great Britain have their own parliament. To a point, they also use their own currencies. Not the United Kingdom pounds. But they are one nation. That's what I'm saying now. It doesn't mean there must be a breakaway. No. Within the nation, some of them still use euros within the nation. While some use pounds within the nation. The North Ireland use euro. Then the Republic of Ireland is on pounds, but it's Irish pounds, not the British pounds. That is what a referendum can do. Giving people the liberty to live their life the way they want. The Irish nation, within United Kingdom, they have their own parliament. They discuss issues concerning their parliament. That is what they are asking for. Return back to the old system that was created by the British, where every region, as at that time, or provinces, as it may be called, have their own autonomy. They have their own regional parliament. They have their own regional police. They have their own regional TV station. That is why NTA came. NTA was a regional station built by late Chief Obafemi Awolowo to the west, not a federal owned. It was owned by the region of the west. Most of the products you see you have in Nigeria today were actually built by regions, not by the federal. Since this system that was imposed on us by Olusegun Obasanjo in 1978 destroyed the fabrics of the Nigerian state. Now the question is this: do we really have a constitution as a nation? Do Nigerians really have a constitution? The answer is no. I'm going to make it very clear to you guys. I am not a lawyer. I'm not even educated, guys, but I have common sense. The only constitution that we have actually had in Nigeria, the first was the independent constitution called the 1960 Constitution that gave rise to the parliamentary system of government. Then the next constitution that we had was the 1963 Constitution, which makes Nigeria to become a republic. That was the last time that the Nigerian state had a constitution. From 1963 down to today, all we use are decrees made by military dictators. A constitution is the input of the entire ethnic nationalities that makes up a nation. A constitution is the input of the entire ethnic nationalities that make up a nation. After the Civil War, And after the toppling of Yakubu Gowon and the Murtala Mohammed, Olusegun Obasanjo came into power in 1976. He decided to hand government over to a democratically elected government in 1979. Within 1976 and 1979, he came up with the constitution that gave rise to the presidential system of government. That was a military decree. It's simple. It is called Decree 4 of the military. That they call constitution today. Then between 1983 till 1998, we also have a military era. That also gave rise again to another military dictator who wants to hand over to the civilian government, and he came up with a decree 4, which Obasanjo, who knows very clearly that what he was parading was not actually a constitution. That's what I said today. The problem of the South are the South, particularly the Southern elites. He saw this fraudulent document called the Constitution as an ex-military officer. He saw that the document was actually a decree, a unitary foundational decree, which is the hallmark of every military government all over the world. He saw the favor of the Constitution to him as a person, not to the entire nation. He held on to it. He refused to call for a true constitutional conference. Let me tell you, people are going to say he can't do that. Yes, he can. What was handed over to us was not the people. It was some selected few of individuals that actually sat down and wrote the so-called 1999 Constitution. A constitution is the people's voice. A constitution is the people's choice. A constitution is the people's demand. The moment the people is not in the equation, it is not a constitution, but a decree. One man can make a decree, but one man cannot make a constitution. That's the difference between the two. So Obasanjo saw, he knew that this was not okay. He knew it's not going to favor, it's not going to make Nigeria to move forward. But because of the clauses that was in that very particular Decree 4, that favored him as the president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he held on to that decree and turned the decree to become a constitution. It was Obasanjo that actually made the Decree 4 of 1998 to become a constitution in 1999. Not the Hausas. The problem of the South are the Southern elites. Let me quickly take it back before I continue with my analysis. In 1967, January 15th coup, like I said yesterday in my video, it was not actually the Igbos that plotted the coup. It was a combination of the entire Nigerian army that plotted the coup because of the corruption that was already eminent in Nigeria. And also because at that time, the Ghanaian government have already taken over. The military government in Ghana, the military have already taken over the Ghana government. So it was what was trending in Africa at that point in time when the Nigerian people, the Nigerian military also struck. When they struck, Akuyi Ironsi had an opportunity. It was not even part of the coup. But because I'm the most senior military officer in Nigeria at that time, he became the supreme commandant of the Nigerian of the military government of Nigeria. Again, Akuyi Ironsi decided to also abolish the regional Constitution of 1963 because he knew that regional constitution would not give him the absolute power that he required as at that time. he decided to make a decree 4 again, into law. That decree 4 that was made in 1966 by Ogiadomhe was actually what gave power to the North. As at that time, the Northerners were not in all the parastatals in Nigeria. It was filled by the Easterners and the Westerners. Because they were the most educated, the most learned, the most traveled set of people as at that time in the then Nigeria. Ogiadomhe thought it's going to be advantageous to him and his clique. Unfortunately, the counter coup came and brought Gowon, who was not learned at that time, who was just a school certificate dropout, at that time, into power. Having read through what was now made to become the supreme commandant law to not govern the nation, he saw the absolute power that was vested on the military head of state, and he held on to it. Then when Obasanjo was leaving also, he made the same particular law and held on to it because it's going to favor them. When Abdul Salami was leaving also, so this is how the entire process of Nigeria began to degenerate to where we are today. The South had been the problem, not the North. But today, the North took advantage of what ought to have become our own advantage against us. Because Northerners are political animals. They think politics, they sleep politics, they marry politics. Because they have no other thing as far as the Nigerian concept is concerned except political power. Now, back again to where I was. Obasanjo would have decided to change the old situation, refused to change it because it was going to favor him. He refused to call for national conference so that people can sit down and actually decide on the way to go. He held on to it. In his 8 years in government, when Buhari came, who is a fanatic, because a unitary system favors dictatorship. It favors extremists and fanatic religious bigots. That's the truth of matter there. And that's what we have today in Nigeria. A unitary constitution, not a federal constitution. So where the entire power is vested on the president becomes a god. And when you have someone who actually believes, who see religion above, who sees religion above the setting of a secular state, he takes advantage of it and makes himself to become a religious leader. And that can tear any sane nation apart. The people demanding for restructuring today are not demanding to break away. They are telling you, give us a chance to prove to you that we do not belong together. If you know as a government that what they are saying is a lie, I want to encourage you, sir. Give them a take. Let's see what it goes. The major problem today in this constitution today, this decree 4, which is called the 10th Constitution, is that the referendum can only be approved by the president. You see that? Because the guys who wrote that constitution understood what is about to happen. They put it on the president. Not only that, they asked that it is going to be the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, that will be responsible for the referendum. The National Electoral Commission that will be responsible for the referendum. I want to ask you a question. In the Nigerian of today, in the Nigerian of today, have you ever witnessed any election in Nigeria that was free and fair? The answer is no. So, how do you expect a body financed, controlled, the appointment of the head of that body and every other of his aides are from the presidency? How do you expect them to actually call for a referendum? In a sane society, with the agitation going on in the East the last 6 years, and the agitation going on in the West in the last 1 year, by now, the Independent National Election Commission, by the power vested on him by the Constitution, would have called for a referendum. But no, he can't do that. Do you know why? Because it's under the tutelage of the president. That is why you see today, since the incept of these people, of Buhari government, they're not at remain in all strategic positions. You know the reason why? Because he knows a time like this will come. The military will not go against Buhari because it's a Fulani man. The Navy won't go against him because he's a Fulani man. The police will go against him because he's a Fulani man. The INEC will go against him because he's a Fulani man. All the military apparatus in Nigeria, they will go against him because they are all from the Fulani extraction. Simple. Except the Air Force. No, except the Navy, sorry. The Air Force is on there. Except the Navy, which is in the sea. And one cannot fight about 25 different other people. So I want to take the agitators, not just only the agitators, even the South South, the people that call themselves the South South. Let us begin to cry for a referendum, not break up. Let Igbos, let the Yorubas end break up, call for a referendum. Exit. Call it exit. It happened in Britain when they were about to leave the EU, European Union. They called for a referendum to decide if they want to stay or exit. And the people made their choice. The people who were for exit of Britain from United Nations took their case to the streets of London and other parts of Britain and explained to the people why they should exit the EU. The people who was for also went around the state, or the entire nation of Britain, and also explained to them why they should remain in EU. At the end of the day, the people of Great Britain made their choice. And they said, we want to exit European Union. That is the people's choice. Let the Nigerian government begin to think along that line and give these people some level of breathing space so that they can have, something to talk about. Okay, guys? So that is that for referendum. I don't want to say too much of that. Let us go on. We check other news headlines, guys. Thank you very much. Please give us some likes. Continue to give us some likes. Here we actually educate people. We tell you how things are, what they are, and you can go anywhere at any time and you can get this news clear out for us. Bandit demanding 100 million after 16 million ransom paid. Kaduna varsity students, parents cried out. This is what we hear every day. Evil news. And the government is saying everything is okay. Gabashew, Femi Adesina, and all these idiots who surrounded Buhari. Listen, we all know. I want to say something, guys. We all know President Muhammadu Buhari is sick. We pray for his recovery. He's old enough to be even my grandfather. Not the 70-something they say he is. We know his age. He's old enough to be my grandfather. So we respect him. And we know it's not easy for a man of his age to govern a very complex nation like Nigeria. We know Buhari had dementia. If you even listen to him when he talked after the Eid Fitri's prayer that he had in Abuja, you see, it's not actually in touch with reality. It's the truth of the matter. Go listen to that clip. Our President Muhammad, but it's not actually in touch with the reality on ground. It's a little bit off the hook. We know it's not too strong, psychologically, emotionally, and otherwise. But there are some people who took advantage of his health. People like Mama Daura, people like Gabashew, people like Femi Adesina, people like Ali, and many other greedy politicians who held the sick guy hostage. And do what they like in order to, because the guy is already sick. So they are carrying out whatever they think the guy would have carried out if he was strong. So it's like they are reading the script of this man. People like Malam Nasser El-Rufai. And people that is actually creating the problem we're having in Nigeria today. Okay, guys? Aggrieved parents of the remaining 20 abducted students of Greenfield University in Kaduna State have pleaded to the federal government to urgently assist them in rescuing their children in the captivity of the bandits. The parents who met on Friday for a prayer session in Kaduna decries the continuous stay of their children in the custody of the bandits since they were abducted from the school on April 20th. Chairman of the aggrieved parents, Marcus Zamai, urged President Muhammadu Buhari to use his office to secure the release of the students before something sinister happens to them. According to him, the kidnappers are demanding the sum of 100 million even after the parents have collectively paid them over 60 million ransom for the release of their children without any success. And this is where people are saying bandits should be given amnesty. I'm coming. The expression on the faces of the parents clearly showed the trauma and nightmare they have gone through in the last 3 weeks. Having exhausted all the money they have to pay as ransom, the parents plead to the federal government to assist them to pay the ransom demanded or find any other ways to ensure the safe return of their children. Among those kidnapped by the bandit is a woman whose daughter Esther Chukwuemeka joined in prayer for the release of the adopted persons. Esther decried that her mother's absence has created a vacuum in their family and pleaded and appealed to the bandit to release her mother. The mass adoption of students for ransom payment has been on the increase in Kaduna State in recent time, with the government insisting that it would neither negotiate nor pay any money to bandits. Less than 4 weeks ago, bandits stormed the school in Chekum local government area of the city where they adopted a total of 20 students and 3 members of staff of the university. Few days after the incident, the army killed 5 of the students and threatened to kill the others if their parents and government failed to pay 800 million naira ransom. While some of the students was later freed about 2 weeks ago after his parents reportedly paid the ransom for his release, the fate of the remaining students still hung in the balance. End of quote. Okay, let me also tell you, do you know why these guys don't care about releasing those students? Because most of them are either from the south or they are the Christians in the north. Either they are from the south or they are the Christians of the north. That's what is there. People are dying and our leaders, they are keeping quiet, saying nothing as if it does not really matter. Nigeria has failed. We need to sit down and renegotiate our existence. Let these people not run away from it. Listen, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Alhaji Dangote, Ojuzo Kalu, Oshomole, Ganduje, all of you, elites in Nigeria, who are scared that when the nation breaks up, you lose your inheritance, you lose your grip to power. Bros, let me advise you guys, with all due respect, if you do not do something urgent and fast, if you do not do something urgent and fast, what you fear most might happen. And the truth of the matter is this, with the way Nigeria is going today, it's only God that will save Nigeria from disintegration. Robert Clark said it. Said he's even scared if Nigeria will last another 6 months. The fear that you guys are afraid of can be overcome if only you guys do the needful. Give these people what they want. Release the power back to the people. Make a sacrifice to keep your legacies and your properties in check. Don't threaten them and think they will do nothing. A man that is down fears no fall. We're all saying that the Southerners are afraid to die. Today, many Igbo people are putting their life on the line to actualize Biafra Republic. Many have been killed by the Nigerian government. I'm going to read the news on that soon. So, guys, all of you today that are actually sitting on the wealth of the nation should go and sit down and begin to have a rethink. Can we keep these people perpetually in bondage for a longer time? If no, it is our time we start seeing the reality on the ground that they are ready to do anything to save themselves from being oppressed furthermore. Now, I love this guy, this ex-governor. Say Southerners only talk, not already planning to leave Nigeria, says ex-Oyo State Governor Ladoja. Say Southerners only talk, not already planning to leave Nigeria, ex-Oyo State Governor Ladoja. In Yoruba land, we talk too much. The North is already preparing to leave, and they are working at it. Hear this, hear what he said. Hear what he said. And some Southerners are supporting them. People like Rotimi Amechi, I'm coming there now. Said, do you think it is a mistake that they are constructing a railway to Niger Republic when we have not built a railway from Ibadan to Kano? Not even Abuja. And they said it is the first place we are going to spend our money. Does that really make sense? I did a video last year on the railway from Nigeria to Niger. And I said, there is a plan. There's a grander plan. This is an ex-governor saying this. Can't the refinery in Kaduna be repaired? Why are they saying they would build another refinery in Daura, Katsina State? And they would be bringing crude oil from Niger Republic to the place. Don't let us deceive ourselves. Maybe a time will come when all of us will sit down together and separate peacefully. Former Governor of Oyo State, Rashidi Ladoja, Thursday said the people in the southern part of the country talks too much about self-determination while the Northerners are secretly working to leave Nigeria. He backed up his point by asking for the relevance of the railway construction in the north to link the Niger Republic and talk of a building of refinery in Daura in Katsina State. The former governor also appealed to the Nigerians to have more tolerance, adding that the current ugly experience will pass away in the next 2 years. The elder statesman said while the Southwest and Southeast were more vocal in demanding Oduduwa and Biafra Republic, the North have been working silently for the possibility of having Arawa Republic. According to him, talk of secession can lead to a war, so as it is in Syria today. And that is self-explanatory, guys. That's why they want to destroy us first. What they want is, since we are not ready, they are preparing and putting all the arsenal in place for them. Do you know they took everything, every military gadget from the south, and they put it to the north? First of all, it was in Kaduna State. Now they've taken the other that was left to Borno, all in the name of insurgency. So when the war starts tomorrow, they can easily protect that territory and destroy our own infrastructures. So this is an ex-governor talking, who is privy to a lot of intelligence information. Now the next I have on my list is Nigerian Army sent reinforcement troop from Borno to Southeast in IPOB ESN shutdown. You are taking army away from Borno, that is a theater of war, to where nobody's killing each other. You see, there's a sinister going on. The Nigerian military has drafted reinforcement troops from some of its formations fighting insurgency in Borno State to join the troop in the Southeast region over the military clash with the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and the security arm, the Eastern Security Network. Military sources confirmed to Sahara Reporter that the reinforcements were drawn from some battalion, including the 231 Tank Battalion in Bayu, Borno State, which is under the Armored Division Jos in Plateau State. As of January 2021, the commanding officer of the 231 Battalion in Biau was a Sultanate Lieutenant Colonel MEOB, who ordinarily vests with the working of the Southeast, but is not sure whether he will be in Southeast alongside the reinforcement. Yes, some troops are moving from the Northeast to the Southeast as reinforcement. They started moving from Wednesday. Among them are those from the 231 Tank Battalion. They are believed to be more trained in querying uprising, a top military officer confirmed. President Muhammadu Buhari had on Tuesday held a meeting with the service chiefs and the Inspector General of Police at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, telling them to adopt certain security measures in the Southeast and the South-South geopolitical zone of the country. Sahara Reporter had on Tuesday reported that military sources familiar with the development said some of the measures which Buhari approved for the two zones were regular operational procedure to curb the violence. The police and the military have been recording casualties in the Southeast during raids and gun battle with the criminal disturbing the region. Therefore, the focus will shift more to the air power in the coming weeks. Combat helicopter and other aircraft will be deployed to conduct massive raid on the hideout from the air. They want to create another genocide in the Southeast and the South. I am calling on Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State. Listen, guy, if you think supporting these guys will make you to be free, Oga, you are joking. The Middle Belt supported these guys during the war. Today, they are paying dearly for it. They are paying heavily for it. Do not make the same mistake. They are coming now to begin to kill your people. Innocent people will be killed. And my question is this, for goodness sake, what are these same helicopters? What are these same military, aircraft, jet bombers, not gone to Sambisa forest and kill the entire Boko Haram? What are they not going to the forest in Niger, in Zamfara, in Kaduna, in Kanu, in Katsina, in Sokoto, in all these northern states, and bombard these people out of our forest? Why have they not come to Edo State and gone to Eho forest in Edo to drive away these criminals who are actually perpetrating great havoc against the people? Why is it quick for Buhari to send down helicopters and aircraft bombers to the southeast? And you want them to continually believing in one Nigeria, while they are being treated as people not of the same nation. He said it does not matter whether the hideout are for the indigenous people of Biafra or its armed outfit, that the military is looking for are criminals, the sources have revealed. There is also the likelihood of arrest of some traditional rulers, community heads, and chiefs by the security agency to extract key information. The army and police believe that the traditional and community intelligence will be important to suppress the IPOB and the Eastern uprising. The Southeast states have to warn their traditional rulers against conniving with the agitators. You see how many traditional rulers were arrested, sanctioned, detained, and dethroned in Southwest for conniving with bandits. The same table is turning to the Southeast and South region, and other security sources have revealed. Sharia reported and gathered that the police and the army operative were still conducting intelligence operations in the Southeast and South, and we intensify their reach based on the new president directive. Sarah reporter had reported on May 3rd that security officials, due to the precarious situation, had deserted their station and now prefer to go to work in Mopti the few times they go there. It had been gathered that most policemen, particularly those who are not Igbo indigenous, are desperately seeking for redeployment amidst fear of the insistent attack by the unknown gunmen. Charlie Potter had on April 19 reported that most policemen in Abia were Mufti after heavily armed men attacked Uzua police station in the Bendel local government area in a string of attack on their station. End of quote. So guys, I want to say very clearly here, this is the plan. I told you guys before, this was the plan from the beginning. From last year, I've been trying to make this very clear that we are going to get to a point whereby they will take advantage. We should stop falling into their hands. I said again, IPOB should reject outrightly the unknown gunmen. I don't know why the federal government will call them an unknown gunmen and they will turn around to say they are IPOB members. I don't understand why they will call them unknown gunmen in one hand, then in the other hand, they are quick to call them IPOB and ESN members. If you remember, categorically very clear, when the ESN started showing off the ammunitions on the social media, I said this was the wrong tactics in dealing with people who are actually brutal and do not actually have human sympathy. I said it on my video, I was attacked then, but today the reality is becoming clear. But we can do better by supporting these people. We should not allow the killing of innocent Nigerians. There are many Fulani elders. They've not done anything to actually chase them away from the forest. before now. People who go to villages and kill the entire village, rape women, butcher pregnant women, and take out their fetus. Nobody said anything against them. So why now engage these people? Anyways, the next news is going to be Fulani people ready for breakup of Nigeria more than any other ethnic nationality, Miyetti Allah stated. I begin to wonder if Miyetti Allah is the body that speaks for Fulanis. I actually thought Miyetti Allah was an association, a business and association, who actually takes care of the Fulani people direct cattle. But today, they speak more for the entire Fulani nation than they speak for the business that they represent. That shows there is something fishy somewhere, guys. These guys, this Miyetti Allah, they have claimed responsibility for many wholesome killings, in Nigeria during the time of the Benue massacre, Benue genocide. They claim responsibility. They give reasons why they did what they did, but nobody has ever arrested them. Nobody has ever called them to order. But when other nation does it, other nationality does it, they are picked up as quick, as fast as possible. Are we really one Nigeria? Like Femi Fani-Kayode said, are we slaves in our father's land? It's a question that we all need to answer. Now, amidst the insecurity tension caused by clashes between farmers and herders in some part of Nigeria, certain governors had recently banned open cattle grazing in the entire certain states of the country. The National Secretary of Miyetti Allah Cattle Ore, Aksan Saleh, says the Fulani ethnic group is more prepared for division of Nigeria than any other ethnic nationality. Let me tell you what they mean by more prepared. The word more prepared means to fight war. The word more prepared means they are ready to attack. That's the word prepared, not to live. They are ready to destroy other people because these guys don't have a home. They did it in Guinea. They did it in Senegal. They did it in Ivory Coast. They did it in Rwanda. Everywhere you see them, they've lost the battle. This is the last place for them. They've been defeated in every of their war. This is the last place for them, where their leaders actually have a little say. Like I said yesterday, the problem of this nation are actually the certain elites and the Hausa Talakawas. The problem are the certain elites and the Hausa Talakawas that have been slaves since 1804. They've been slaves since 1804 to the Fulani Caliphate. Amid the insecurity attention caused by the clash between farmers and herders in some part of Nigeria, certain governors had recently banned open cattle grazing in the entire 70 certain states of the country. Speaking to Shara reporter, Saleh said Fulani herders are not the problem in the country. He added that the Fulani ethnic group is ready for division of the country. You don't even have a country in the first place. You don't even have a country. You came in through Usman Danfodio, who was never in Nigeria. As at 1804, the war is already developing. He came in, fought the people by deceit, which is their hallmark anyways, took their lands, impoverished them, made them slaves, and put his king's men on all the thrones of the ancestral Hausa kingdom. He said, elders are insignificant when it comes to problem of this country. Who told you that? Hassan, they are the major problem. They are the kidnappers. They are the Boko Harams. They are the bandits. They are the unknown gunmen. Are they the ones looting the treasury? The Fulanis are the ones looting the treasury. If I go ask Dangote, if I like go ask IPOB, if I like go ask Abdul Salam, if I like go ask General Sani Abacha, if I like go ask Buhari, if I like now ask Buhari in-law, who ran away $65,000 for housing project. If I'm like go ask them, if I like go ask Mama Dara, if I'm like go ask Gabasheo, they are the one actually stealing this nation dry. What damage are they causing to this nation? The damage they are causing to this nation is they are killing our people in the south. We are tired of their barbaric acts. They are supposed to be in the zoo, not in the civilized world. They rape our wives. They rape our women. They rape our children. They kill our fathers. They kill our young ones. They destroy our farmland. They set entire community ablaze for no reason. They do not own the community. They come to your community and they do this havoc. Is that not enough for anyone to say, let them leave their nation or their city or their states? Compared to these criminal activities of Yahoo boys, internet fraudster, kidnapper, political looters, bandits in power, vagabonds in power, like Governor Samuel Ortom, do you think if there is no oil money, all these things will be happening? That is what we are saying, guys. Thank you, Hassan. That's what we are telling you now. Let us control our oil by ourselves. We want to control our oil. It doesn't have oil. The entire South want to control their natural resources by themselves. That's what we are asking for. You guys made the Allah should join forces with the South so that you will not have these looters anymore. You don't have problem anymore. You don't have like the one you called vagabond in power, Governor Ortom, as you called him. We don't have problem with him anymore. Let Ortom control his people and the land and the product of his land. That's what we are asking for. Tell your kingsman in power, give them what they want. Since they want to leave, let us give them what it takes for them to leave. Today we are ready. Let them divide the country. Let them not wait till tomorrow. We are better prepared than any ethnic nationality. So we are ready. Let them divide the country. Let us die. We that don't have oil. Bros, you don't have oil. Leave us alone. You guys are just being parasites. Everything you talk about oil. You guys are crying now because of your cattle. Imagine if you were the owner of the oil. When they kill one cattle, you finish entire community for the sake of one cattle. Imagine if you were the owner of the oil. If you were an Ogoni man. Imagine if you were an Escravos man. Imagine if you were from Gele Gele in Edo State and other part of the south and the southeast that actually has oil. Imagine how you will feel when their community is so bad. If you feel, Oga, that we are not, please leave us alone. Leave us alone. Leave us alone, Oga. Leave us alone. We want to actually live on our own. We are tired. We are tired of this contraction called Nigeria. Leave us alone. You people will not die without oil. We will give people oil you will buy. As you give us cow to buy. Do you give us cow for free? Do you give us your food scrub for free? We pay heavily for it. That is not because of a bag of beans. Or don't you know the cost of a bag of corn? Don't you know the cost of a cow? There's a cow that is up to 500 in Benin. 1,000 naira, 500,000. You feed them with my crops. Yet you come on, guys. Go. That's what we're asking for. Go back to the north. Kanduji has told you, come back to the north. Yesterday, Yabelo said, return back to the north. We will give you land. Go there and stay with them. Leave the South alone. We don't have anything in common. Culturally, we are not the same. Academically, we are not in anything. Language we don't have. You can't even speak English. How do we even communicate with you guys? You can't speak English. Even the general language that is being spoken, they're broken. You can't even communicate. It's difficult for us to communicate. Listen, we are not one. You guys should just get that into your fucking heads. Return back to the north and allow peace to reign. If I say I don't want you in my house, is it by force? We do not want you. Go back. Guys, you know why I brought this news? Say police arrested 5 bandit leaders in Zamfara state after gun duel. You know what's gun duel? There was a gun battle. Nobody was killed. They only arrested them. Nobody was killed, though. They were only arrested. Then what happened to those in the south? They killed them. You know why they killed them? Because if they leave them, these people would come and say, we are not actually the unknown gunmen. They will kill them and they will tell their stories when they are dead. You know, dead man don't talk. Get that? Okay, guys. Now, 5 notorious bandit leaders accused of high-profile crime have been arrested from various locations in Zamfara state by the police after exchange of gunfire. The police also recovered 4 AK-47 rifles and now they are 60 rounds of live ammunition. Since they be killing IPOB members and the Easterners, they've not come out with one AK-47 that they saw them with. Among those picked include the alleged adopter of the younger brother of Dr. Dawuda Lawa, engineer Yaya Maradun's daughter, and Bala Afuro. The 5 suspect bandits confessed to have been engaged in banditry, kidnapping, cattle rustling, culpable homicide, and other various crimes in Zamfara and neighboring state. The group that kidnapped the daughter of Dr. Dawuda Lawa confessed that they collected 20 million ransom, while the adopters of engineer Yaya Maradun's daughters says they collected 10 million naira. Have you checked very well that if you see these guys, very clever, they don't look like people who actually collect such an amount of money. That tells you this gang is a ring. This old gang of bandits and Fulani headers is a ring. There are bigger people sitting somewhere who is helping them, who is asking them to do what they are doing. Because if you see these people, they look wretched, they look so poor, they look so unkempt. Compared to Evans, the billionaire kidnapper. Evans lives large. You can see the entire money working in Evans' body. But to these people, they live a wretched life, a very degrading life. So the money they collect for ransom is actually going to somewhere. Either to do the biddings of their masters, or is actually preparing for an onslaught against the South. Let me continue so I don't waste your time. One of them said they each get between 200 to 600 from ransom depending on the number that engaged in the operation. The police relation officer in Zamfara State, SP Mohammed Shehu, said the arrest of the suspected bandit leader be achieved by the operation unit from the Police Intelligence Bureau deployed to Zamfara in collaboration with the operative in the state. He said the confessional statement made by the suspect will lead the operative to the arrest of the other partners in crime. The Zamfara State Police Commissioner for Security and Home Affairs, Abubakar Dauran, commended the police and their security agency for the strides made in securing the state. Among the suspects was a Nigerian. Among the suspects was a Nigerian from Niger Republic. Niger. Was a Nigerian who specializes in supplying assorted, sophisticated guns and ammunition to the bandits. One of the suspect bandit leader demonstrated how they usually hide a gun on the motorbike seat to avoid being detected by security agents. So the next year is this very funny man, Gbajabiamila, not engaged Southern governors call for restructuring Nigerian rep. The House of Representatives has said the Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila is not opposed to this call by Southern governor for the restructuring of the country. 17 Southern governors have convened on Tuesday in Asaba, the Delta State capital, and have demanded for the nation's restructuring, as President Muhammadu Buhari to address the nation as to also convene a national dialogue. But the House, via a statement issued on Friday by spokesperson Benjamin Kalu, said the Speaker and indeed the current leadership of the House has shown commitment to total review of the Nigerian tax option to meet the yearning and aspiration of the Nigerian people. The attention of the House has been drawn to several publications on online and traditional media, claiming that the Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila is opposed to the Southern governor call for restructuring. The statements partly read. The House gathered that the allegation was attributed to statement made by the Speaker at the recent interview seeking his opinion on the issue. The House stated clearly and that the publication are false and misleading. They see the full statement below. The Speaker did not say he's opposed to the Southern governor call for restructuring. The decision of the House has been drawn to several publications online and social media, claiming that the Speaker, Rep. Femi Gbajabiamila, is opposed to Southern governor's call for restructuring. The House gathers that the allegation was attributed to the statement made by the Speaker at a recent interview seeking his opinion on the issue. The House said clearly that publication are false and misleading. For the avoidance of that, below is accurate reproduction of the statement made by the Speaker at that interview. There's no time for name calling or blaming one another or the other. It is, if true be told, we all have equal share in the blame. And whatever challenges we have, we all must also come together. Now, we do not have equal share in this blame. Okay, Gbajabiamila. You criminals in power are the ones that actually have the share of the blame. Okay? If the certain governors, after so very many years of trying to support this injustice that have been meted out on their people, realizes that what they have been doing was against their people, I think it is high time they come out and say, we are tired, we don't want this anymore. And that's what you see them do. Okay? Not because they might have made mistakes in the past, but they now realize that their mistake is hurting their people and is putting their people on harm's way. So they are asking for the government of Nigeria to restructure the already unworking constitution and unworking structure that has made Nigeria to be 50 something years back instead of going forward. Okay, so you're not saying you are going to share the blame. That's why people have refused, because as we are saying on the bracing on the criminal tendency that is being, accompanied by the blame. That's why you all have refused to allow the truth comes out. You have sat in the government house there. You have sat as a rep. You've done nothing to alleviate the killings of your people which you represent. As the number 4 man in government of today, you hire a Yoruba man. Many of the people are in Benin Republic today seeking asylum as refugees. There are 1,001 refugees in Benue today within the country. You guys will sit in that lower chamber of yours and say nothing and do nothing. The Senate commanders seem to put their boss together. I said, no, we need to speak in one voice. And some of you who are in government that are supposed to support them are actually there trying to create unnecessary division, all for political power positions. It's a shame, Gbajabiamila. Let me tell you, Augusta, like I said before, if the ships are down, none of us will be safe in Nigeria. And you have to know the elite will be the first that will be targeted down by these people. You saw what happened during the NSAS protest. You saw what happened there. That's what is going to happen if we all don't stand up right now and do the right thing and save this civil unrest that's about to be leashed on the nation. There's agitation everywhere. In the east, in the west, in Niger Delta, in the middle belt, in northeast, in northwest. Every part of the country today, they are crying for one thing or the other. It is high time you guys wake up to the reality. Don't be cajoled by the policemen that you are getting around you. With what is happening in the east today, it is clear that these people will not save you when the chips are down. Do the needful. Revisit this Decree 4 called 1999 Constitution. Get the people's opinion. Let their words count. Make Nigeria governable and progressive. You guys should write your name in gold. Today we should talk about people like Chief Attorney Naro, who raised the motion in 1953. Today we should talk about people like Chief Obafemi Awolowo, who died many years ago. We talk about people like, Tafa Balewa, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, and Bad Macaulay. Some of us were not even born when some of these people died. We should talk about them because they left a legacy behind for people to talk about. People talk about people like Ambrose Ali and many others who have done something nice for their people. All these corrupt oppositions of the 1998-99 set are all interested in power acquisition. I'm not going to blame some of you. Like Robert Clark said most of you here today, we actually want those people that were clamoring for the then military head of state, late General Sami Abacha, to take over as a civilian president. The 5 leprosy hands. So he said some of you here were actually one that were clamoring for him to take over. So you came into power not to save lives. People like Chief M. Abiola gave his life to save Nigeria. But none of you is ready because of the weight you have amassed. I'm not sure any of you was as rich as MK Abiola. But he decided to put his weight behind and save the nation. and fight for you, for humanity, and fight for the people that stood behind him. Ojukwu was the son of a very wealthy man. He actually went to Oxford, Harvard. He had all it takes. Ojukwu actually fought the war with his father's money, they inherited. He would have just allowed the injustice method of these people to continue. But it left its name, it left its legacy in the sand of time. What will you guys be remembered for? After you have exited this world, what will you be remembered for? Today, people talk about Goodluck Jonathan, a man who decided to share his political ambition for the blood of Nigerians. He has put his name on Guinness Book of Record. Generations to come will remember him for the sacrifice he made to keep this nation at peace. Many of you today who are actually coming out here to fight for power, you would have thought if Jonathan had resisted the fraudulent act, which was very clear in Kano State, where underage were voting by the veto of the power that he had on him, and stop the independent the INEC, Independent National Electoral Commission, from continuing reading that very particular election. You all know what would have happened. You all know if Jonathan had decided to go to court based on the fact figures that were present before him. But he decided to step aside to save Nigerians. Nigerians are telling you, this constitution is not working. If the North-East is working, then let the North hold on with the constitution. Why a new constitution should be made for the South? It's as simple as ABC. Go check the Nigerian map, guys. Go check the Nigerian map. I think I have it here. Let me just 1 minute, guys. Let me check if I can get the Nigerian map here. Let me see if I can get it. I'm not sure I see have it here on my system. Okay, I think I do. Now, with this Nigerian map, the Arab Republic and the Middle Belt, okay, are once they are the northern part of Nigeria. If you see the South is just this small part of the Oduduwa, this small part of United Niger Delta, and this small part of Biafra make up the entire South. So the entire Arawa and the Middle Belt are the North. For goodness sake, if these are leaders, people like Gbajabiamila and co, we tell themselves the gospel truth, how do you expect us? And if you check this Oduduwa here, around this asset here is ocean, which is Lagos State. If you go to Niger Delta, 30% of this entire Niger Delta today, they are waters, not land. If you go to the east, 10% of this eastern state are also water, not land. So if you now calculate 30% plus 10% plus 5%, that will give us 45% of the land mass of the southern Nigeria are rivers, not habitable. But from the Sahel in Sokoto down to Kogi are all land mass. The only place they have river is the Benue and the Niger River, which cannot be compared to the Atlantic in the Oduduwa and the Niger Delta region. But yet, they are clamoring for the little space that we have here for them to take over and give to their people. Who does that? Who actually does that, guys? I don't know what the southern leaders are afraid of, knowing fully well that we do not even have land. With the rate of birth in the South today, I'm very sure in the next 50 years, we will start building skyscrapers in the South. In the next 50 years, we'll start building skyscrapers in the South. Not the kind of houses that we build right now. Just like what is happening in Lagos now, I will build it down. Somebody will buy the top. That's how we're going to build maybe up to about 30 or 40 skyscrapers. Because there will be no availability of land anymore in the southern part of Nigeria. It's already happening in Lagos. It's already getting to Edo State right now. I think in the east, they don't even have land anymore. Okay, guys. So let me take that off and return back to our show. You know, I just want to make some point very clear there. Now let me go to Edo State a little bit. PDP is a democratic party, not a military organization, a party. Ogiadomhe. I've been following this. That's why I just read. I've been following this all this while. I want to read Ogiadomhe reply to what the PDP state chairman wrote to the national body, through Prince Uche Secondo. Okay, PDP crisis. PDP is democratic party, not a military party. Ogiadomhe. Former Deputy Governor of Edo State, Chief Mike Ogiadomhe, CFRO, has berated the state chairman of the PDP and his EXCO for dragging his hand image into their military pattern of managing the Palatine political parties. Rather than accepting their weakness so that they can find a means of solving it together, power can remain in the hands of the infidel if he is just and fair, because behind every crisis is injustice. The Edo State Party chairman falls from a vertiginous sliding scale of public expectation by his unwarranted and distressing outbursts. From inflammatory words comes violence. We must learn from our previous humiliating losses and how the man who has removed us from 12 years of darkness to lead the way. We must eschew politics of ego worshipping, fanaticism, and deception, as long as so doing makes strife inevitable. Political party as the aging room of democracy and key instrument in institutionalizing and consolidating democracy ought to be an open forum and not a closed group operated as a secret society or a cult group driven by confusion, indiscipline, and lack of internal democracy. Emergency of leaders must be anchored on strong democratic principles of inclusiveness, justice, and equity. Reacting to the publication of Edo State PDP executive, the former chief of staff to President Goodluck Jonathan said he, Ogiadomhe, is an apigon of the PDP, having been a foundation member, right from the association stage in 1990, through joining with the G34, contested election and served 2 terms as deputy governor, and also the chief of staff to the president and commander-in-chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. An office that enabled him to work closely with the party at the national level. Therefore, it cannot be linked to failure, because his dexterity and political relevance have earned him a statue and not any godfather. The former Edo State Deputy Governor argued that it is the convention in the PDP that the governor of a state controlled by the party is the leader of the party in the state. Consequently, as a leader of the party, the governor has rights and privileges to convene a meeting the way it deemed appropriate. The later tradition of the party in respect of the governors joining our great party, are well known and have been in parties across the country. The ongoing underground plot to stop the governor and hijack the party is madness and cannot stand because the party runs on a defined constitution and conventions. He maintained that since the crisis started a few days ago, is aware of threats and incentives that are thrown to party officials at local government and what EXCO in some leaders' domain in attempt at compelling them to append their signature to sinister suspense such leaders from the party. He said he has been monitoring the development and it is now very clear that there are people who have grown within the party with sinister motive not to form a party but to advance personal greed by curtailing the influence of other leaders. PDP, the party we founded and built, is not a secret court and should not be made such. He frowned on the unguided utterances of Edo State Chairman of the PDP in referring to founding fathers of the party and senior leaders as Congress losers. He challenged the leadership to make good their claims and publish the outcome of elections since the inception of democracy in 1999. If there were failure of low performance in the last election that never existed, records of those words should be published right from the inception of the party, particularly the first governorship election of PDP, said the elder statesman. The foremost political chieftaincy in Edo, described as bewailing the personal insult, unfounded negative accusation, and calculated vicious attack directed at him. Their desperation to question Edo governor as the leader of the party to convene a meeting shows they are a bunch of egotistical and lame narcissists who saw him their souls and would auction the party tomorrow if they thought it would advance their interest. The only feelings they care about are their own. He called on the national leadership of PDP to take a closer look of what is happening in Edo State and right the wrong. We are not in a one-man party where we do not have right to speak without being censored or right to assemble without being spied upon. All these are elements of coup attempt on the party in the state. A case that has drawn widespread condemnation even from the opposition. We urge the state PDP leadership to urgently tender unreserved apology to Governor Obaseki and PDP leadership in the state that we are embarrassed by their misconduct. These actions are unacceptable attack on democracy. The September 19, 2020 governorship election in Edo State was won by coalition of Menja and not a victory for the PDP, but the people. It is therefore a misplaced pride for anyone to attempt to arrogate such glory to himself. Where was the strength of the PDP in Edo State when the party was in opposition for 12 years without a chance to win? Governor Godwin Obaseki and Comrade Philip Shaibu were the time-weighted agent that bring the PDP back to victory in Edo State, and it behoves on all of us to give them the needed conducive environment to enable them to reposition the party for sustainable victory, and rather than returning the party to opposition. The party politics is about negotiation and consensus building. The PDP is a democratic party, not the military not the military party of Nigeria. His Excellency Mike Chief Mike Ogiadomhe. So that's a PDP issue, which is not an issue. I just have to read that because I'll be following the entire scenario since it actually started. Now, I just have one or two to go, then we would call it a day. I checked the comment section, then we decide to take. Gumi asked FG to hire negotiator to broker peace with bandits. Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmed Gumi has said Nigeria can end banditry within 1 month if the right people are giving the needed support to negotiate with the bandit. Sir, you'll be doing that. Why don't you continue with it? No need of telling the governor, you'll be doing that. You'll be going there, you'll be negotiating with them. Just continue with that. Gumi stated this when a Christian cleric pastor, Johanna Buru, paid him a salah visit at the residence on Friday, pointing out that banditry should never be used as instrument of politics. Gumi advised that government should deploy other measures that will offer the bandit better means of livelihood. What do they give to us in the South? Nothing, rather than death. Islamic clergy said with the level of banditry in the country, there is an urgent need for negotiators to broker peace between the government and the bandits. Sir, they are not bandits. They are arm of either the Boko Haram or the Fulani herdsmen. Simple and pure. Okay. Either they are part and parcel of Boko Haram or the Fulani herdsmen. So guys, let me quickly look at the news today. Look at the comment. Let me quickly look at the comment section now and deal on them little by little. The problem with our leaders, let me put it up. The problem with our leaders is that they don't listen to the people they govern. They need a referendum first to know what the people want right now and not what the governor feels is right. Yeah, that's what I just said now. We need a referendum first. The referendum will not determine the kind of structure, the kind of restructuring that Nigeria wants. Referendum will not determine the kind of restructuring that we want in this country. If you want us to have a referendum, fine. If you want us to have restructuring, fine. But first of all, give us a referendum. Let us know where we are going and what we are about to be restructured into. Don't restructure a country that at the end of the day it will not be workable for us. Yes, somebody said Abakezwa the second, Festus Okotiebo, Jason Maria, Dennis Adebe, and many other fought and succeeded in establishing the mutual region based on equity, mutual respect, which became Bandits. Yes, and that's what I'm talking about. And that's the same thing we want. That's it. That's what we want. We are not, listen guys, I've said it before, we are not Biafras, we are not Oduduwa, we are Bende, or we are part of the Niger Delta. Okay? Now we're coming together to fight a common cause. That is a common enemy, which are the people that have held us hostage. Some of them are within us in the south, and many of them are in the north. So the only way we can become who we want to be, we must have a united force for us to be able to achieve our aims. That is why we are calling for a referendum, guys. Okay, that's why we're calling for a referendum. Okay, that is from Senator Dan, who wrote that. Then Edwin said restructuring is going to be a failure because it's going to be adjudged against just like previous one. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what we want, a referendum. The referendum will help us to know the kind of restructure that we want. Said if you research the 1957 Winley Commission report, you will find that there was agitation for Midwest, Middle Belt, and Calabar Ogoja River This were in addition to Northeast and Western region. We are saying the same thing now. That is where referendum needs to come in, sir. Because everyone wants to go. We want to go. Many people don't want to be part of the North anymore. Maybe the Calabar, Ogoja River doesn't want to be part of the East. That is what we needed a referendum. Referendum will decide where we want to be. That is just the simple truth, guys. Referendum will decide where we want to be. The people are not making the choice. The first step, we already agreed that. In most of my videos, if you follow me, I've said it that I think I did a lot of video on this on 1914 amalgamation to 2014. I did a lot of video of that. I've explained all that. I've explained the amalgamation expiration, and I'll explain right now. Nigeria is an illegal entity. Okay. And also the constitution of the 1999 constitution was not one. It was not a constitution, it was a decree. And because it was a decree, that automatically makes it illegal in the first place. And after 1914, that decree also expired because the nation Nigeria does no more exist. Based on the 1914 amalgamation constitution or promulgation that brought existence of the Nigerian state. Okay, sir? I've done that before. Okay, let me read this. Obiman, the important thing is to fight for the liberation of the South. But this does not mean we have to live in each other's pocket. That is where I'm starting to liberate the South from these people, from these criminals. Not just only the South, to liberate the masses of the South. Because there are some of the certain elite who are actually a problem, like the northern people. There's some certain elites, people like Bola Tinubu, people like Ojuzo Kalu, people like Okorocha, people like Hope Uzodinma. These are people like Rotimi Amechi. These are certain elites that are working hand in hand with the northern elites to oppress their own people. So we need to liberate ourselves first, then we'll not decide on where we go to. There's somebody said, Martin said, he said, why can't the South come together and form a country instead of Oduduwa, Biafra, and Midwest? Yeah, that can be possible. Okay, that can be possible. That is where, first and foremost, for you to get this, you must have a consensus. A consensus can only come through referendum. So all this still boils down to referendum, understanding how we want to live together as a people. I give an example of the United States of America, who has many nations together. I give an example of the United Kingdom. I give an example of Switzerland, who have many, even Spain, who have many nations together. So they decide to live the way they want to live, based on the agreement. Okay? Yeah, all the certain senators and governors should stand up and speak up against what is happening in the Southeast. They should also do the same for the Middle Belt. Yeah, this is what we're talking about now. That's unity we're talking about. That is the unity we're talking about. We also stand up for the Southeast. They're killing our people. Doesn't matter if I'm an Igbo man. They're killing the Igbo people. When they are done with the Igbos, they will turn against the Midwest, which which is the Edo data. For don't forget that Edo data are comprised of the Jaws also, which also do not like the Jaw people, because they know the Jaw are actually very stubborn and kind of people. So they will do everything also come after us. They went after the middle beds who supported them. So that's why I would never want to support anyone that I know has this oppressive tendency on me violently, not verbally. They should stand up and speak and get what is happening in the East. So stop speaking like Biafra. I don't never be president. You and them are talking about to help Biafra. Shame on you, guy. MDE TV or wherever your channel is, bros. Whether you're a man or a woman, I don't know. I think you are bereaved of ideas. You don't actually understood politics or what is happening around today. So you're talking about a president of a nation. Edo is not Edo is an ethnic group within a geographical region. So let's get that very clearly. Okay, I've tried to explain to you guys before now that nearly the entire Niger Delta region is made up of Edo people. So if an Ijaw man, do you know that? Listen to me, MDE, wherever. Do you know that President Goodluck Jonathan's local government was part of the then Midwest region? You don't know? Go check. Bayelsa, half of Bayelsa was part of the Midwest region. Not only Edo Delta. Go check history, guy. So if you don't understand politics, if you don't read beyond what you see on social media, please, guys, when you come to my show, sit down, let me teach you. Let me educate you a little bit. So the Edo people, the then Midwest region already had a president in the name of President Goodluck Jonathan. So do not forget that, guy. We, the Edos, the Robos, the Shakaris, the Sokos, that made up the damn Midwest, which we are saying the Bandits, the Ijaw people, we are the one that make up the today Midwest region. I mean, Midwest is Niger Delta region. So they cut us away. They took us away. Our brother they added to the east at that time, the eastern region at that time. They decided to cut them back again to where they actually belong to. Obasanjo said, no, these things were all wrong. These people are not supposed to be part of the eastern region, supposed to be part of the Niger Delta region, and they brought us back to become one. So, because they know historically we are the same, we are one and the same people. We might speak different languages, but we are brothers. Like you guys, you believe an Edo man is not, because your kind of Edo is and must be a Binima. I think you are the kind of person. You don't see an Islam as an Edo man. You don't see an African man as an Edo man. You don't see an Ijaw man in Edo as an Edo man. You don't see an Shekiri man in Edo as an Edo man. So you only see, if you're not a Benin man, you're not an Edo man. So that's what you miss, guy. These guys, historically, they are brothers. They came from the same womb. So they are all part and parcel of the Edo Empire. When you're thinking, think of who Edo was before the invasion of 1897. Who were we? How big was the empire of Benin Kingdom? How massive was the control of the land by the great Abbas of Benin? If you have that at the back of your mind, you can now understand that even the people today, you call the Biafras today, go to Anambra State, they are Edo's descendants in Anambra. I heard there. I'm teaching you history. Go Google this is out, guy. Go Google this is out, guy. I'm teaching you history. Put this on Google. I don't come to show without not getting ready. Okay? I take my time. I study. It's like I do work. Because I don't want to come here. I'm not a sagaist. I don't do saga. So because I don't do saga, it will be difficult for me to get followers. Okay? It will be difficult for me to get followers. Because now, for me to be able to get educated people, I must go and deep down and do some researches that will bring me back to the front of the screen and tell my people what they can go at any point in time to anywhere, put their hand on it, and they will get the fact out. All the activities that you have listed is why the South should say enough is enough. If El Rufai and others can invite tourists into the country, then we can't be one country. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. That's what I'm saying, sir. That's what we need. And we need people who will come up and give us a very good response. Just have to check for. Okay, let me go to local now. Then my brother Joseph somebody said PDP was desperate to have power in Edo State. They don't care about credibility, qualification, manifestos. They only want to win by all means. Negative desperation is a desire to all. It's a disease to all. Now, bros, let me try to make something very clear here. PDP did not make Obaseki win the election. It is better we begin to make that very clear. PDP never won the election. The Edo people won the election. I will say it very clearly. If PDP had joined a lesser party, they would have won. Except PDP and APC would have come together against them. They would have Obaseki would have still won. Do you know why? Because the people was in the back of Obaseki, not part of PDP. PDP never won an election after they lost it in 2017, in 2007. They never won any election in Edo State anymore. So APC have been in power. So it was Obaseki that made PDP to win, not PDP that made Obaseki to win. PDP is a vehicle. Political parties are vehicles used by politicians to actualize their political ambitions. So Obaseki going to PDP, he went to PDP with a mandate and a crowd and the goodwill of the people as at that time. So that gave Obaseki the victory, not PDP. Having said that, I think people like you and I would have supported Obaseki now to do to what he did to APC by making sure money is not being shared. So we know where the adjusted money is actually being going to, rather than giving advantage to criminals who want to take power at all costs. If you follow my 3 days or 4 days ago broadcast where I read the open letter that was written by the PDP state chairman to Uche Sekondu, he was talking about everything about it was appointment. Read the letter. He's not saying Obaseki is not working. He's just talking about Obaseki brought in a deputy and he also appointed an SSG without consulting them. Read the letter. That shows he's not talking in the interest of the people, but he's talking in their own personal interest. That is where some of us are engaged then. If it's all about their interest, then it is inconsequential to us as a people. If he has come aside and say, we asked Obaseki to do this, so A, B, C, D. Obaseki says he was not going to do it. The Edo people will come up hard on him. But not because Obaseki refused to give you appointment. He even asked in that letter that the deputy governor Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shaibu should resign. And the PDP in Edo, the OPDP will nominate a candidate for Obaseki to become the next deputy governor. Bros, that is not for the interest of an Edo man. It's for the interest of these greedy, selfish, idea-bereaved politicians. And I don't support such. Okay, guys. So I think that has answered that very particular comment there. Yeah, there was an audio voice conversation between one Northern governor and a senator from the West discussing it that we from the Southeast and South had Jonathan as their president and it is the end. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. That's why listen, this disunity is only creating more problem for us as a people. Until we unite together, we will not achieve anything. Okay, I think that is all I can read here now. There's no much comment that I should read. That is very, very sorry, guys. I may not read some of your comment because if the comment is not what I can explain, I don't need to read it. Okay, guys, that's the reason why I will not. I don't read all the comments. Okay, if there's a comment that can be explained, then I might not be able to read it. Okay, guys. So I think that's all for today. 2 hours again today. That is quite a long time, guys. Thank you very much for your time. See you tomorrow again. See you not tomorrow, please. Tomorrow is my off day. Tomorrow is Sunday. After church service, I need to have time with my family. We'll see you on Monday, if God's willing. Thank you, guys. God bless you. Have a very wonderful weekend.